34 miles per hour in E mode.
Okay.
And there's also a pressure point it's sort of electronically inserted into the throttle there. It's not there in other modes. And so when you get down to that, it's like a kick down switch. If you go beyond it, it'll fire up the engine, even, no matter what.
Yeah.
So I'll show you how that works. I'm just going to select drive and release the parking brake. It does not have a park position, so to speak. We have a nearly fully charged battery there, and we'll drive off and let you kind of see how this goes. The performance of the car under electric only, the reason we like for you to feel this is it's kind of like a layer system, This is what's underlying and supporting the combustion engine. And so when you feel this part of it, it kind of gives you a better appreciation when everything's running. If we just started the engine and go, you'd be like, wow, this thing's fast, but you wouldn't understand quite so much what's happening in the background. So I'll give you a little feel here. Under electric only, if I squeeze down, and look at the little LEDs right here, when I move the throttle, see how they come up and down?
Yeah.
So if I get it right to 0, that's maximum under electric. That's where that pressure point would be. So if I give it a little burst of power here under electric, there it is right there. So I'm on the pressure point there on electric only. It sounds different because it's quiet. You hear lots of different noises from the road. You hear the electric motors whining a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit of a turbine sound. The handling is amazing, obviously. It regenerates as I'm braking. Give it a little power, and now it's powering, battery energy going away. Now I'm going to change the little switch here to hybrid, so I just rotate it one click to the right. Now in hybrid, its programming now is very much like you would expect from any hybrid vehicle, right? It's based on efficiency. It's going to start the engine. If I give it just a little gas right here, there, starts the engine, and now in a moment when I slow up a little bit, it'll probably shut the engine back off. And if I just drive kind of calmly, it'll do that cycling on and off with the engine. The shifting in the hybrid mode is going to be very soft. Right now it's in 3rd gear, and just kind of feel as it shifts. 4th, very smooth, automatic type feel. Not a lot of aggression. Now if I put my foot down, it gives it to me, but the hybrid mode is focused on just that nice, easy.
Now, does it even shift when it's in when it's just running on battery?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it does.
Rear motor sits. The rear electric motor is between the engine and the PDK transmission, so everything is going through the PDK in the back. The front is a direct drive system to the front axles, so there's no connection front to rear. So now the engine shut off again. We're on electric. We're just cruising. It starts back up. The regeneration on the braking is quite strong. You can do about a half a G just on regeneration before the hydraulics kick in, maybe even a little more. Now, as we come out of here, I'll change it to sport. So I'm just going to rotate it again one click. In sport, the combustion engine is going to run the whole time. This is kind of where a lot of people will tend to drive the car, I think. It shifts a little quicker, a little firmer. It's going to rev higher. It's going to hold the RPM up there a little more before it shifts. It's going to be a little more aggressive on the downshifts, kind of flipping the throttle, matching the revs, and so on. So as I brake, you hear it shifting a little. Now I'm going to put it in race, the next mode up. Now it's really prioritizing performance. I'll do on this little straightaway here, do a little run so you can feel it. So just rolling here in 2nd gear, put it back in 2nd, about 30 miles an hour, and I'll put my foot to the floor. Like that, it's about 115 miles an hour in a couple of seconds. Things happen quick, and what is kind of strange, because it's still damp and wet, that's really not quite all of it, because the traction control was working a little bit there through that whole process. When it's dry, it's a little bit stronger than what you just felt. But having said that, it's actually pretty easy to drive around. Just at a nice, easy pace. You just have to remember what you're doing with your foot, because it's so instant with the power. And just an amazing, amazing machine. So now, when I'm in race mode, it also was charging the battery whenever it can. So it's almost impossible battery deplete in race mode. So now I'm going to turn it back to e-power. Engine shuts off. We're back in electric mode. Come in the pits and let you drive it for a little bit. Pretty cool, isn't it? It is quite the machine. So, a couple of other things that are very important in this car.